Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this very exciting day. I am Michelle Wild, and we are celebrating Beth's 5-year anniversary. I can see that there's quite a few people here. We're going to give everyone just a couple of minutes to get started. If you would put in the chat where you're from and maybe how you know about Bess, that would be really cool for us to know. I see some very familiar names and some old names. Chris Scaglione, hello there. It's great to see your name on the list. Chris and I started at Coastline, she was there when I started at Coastline all those very many years ago. So we're going to give people just a couple minutes. Nancy from Pasadena. Allison's dialing in from Vermont. Thank you, Allison, for joining us from far away. Who else do we have here? We've got, let's see, Jacob. Thanks, Jacob, so much for joining us. Lori Elhart Powell is one of our board members. Welcome, Lori. Linda. Good morning, everyone. Hey, David and Eric. Tom from Wisconsin. Great. Well, we had about 80 people who registered for the webinar. We know it's a Sunday morning and it's 10 o'clock, so we're not going to get everybody, but welcome to those of you that are here. This is being recorded, and so you will actually receive a recording almost immediately after the webinar ends and after the celebration ends. So thank you so much again for joining us. We've got people locally, we've got people from across the country. Thanks again for joining us. As we get started, what we would like to do is share with you a video that we've been working on producing for the last, few weeks now. It's about a 20-minute video, but it shows you our history. It starts where we began and it ends up with where we are right now. Then we're going to come back live. So please don't leave just because the video ends. We're going to come back live and we're going to have about 10 minutes of live information. That's going to talk about how we plan to frame our future here at Best and for brain injury survivors around the world. So don't leave. We're going to have this 22-minute video. And then we'll come back. We'll be live. I'm going to be joined by Christy Perro and also by Lisa Hirsch. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about our future. So I'm going to go ahead and start the video now, and we will see you guys back here live in about 20 minutes.
Welcome to our 5-year anniversary. Traditionally, 5th anniversaries are celebrated with the gift of wood. With that in mind, our theme is building a frame for your future. With this event, we celebrate the accomplishments of the best team over the last 5 years. Significantly, most of our team members are brain injury survivors themselves. Today, we celebrate all of you. The survivors for your strength and tenacity, the caregivers for your patience and advocacy, the professionals for your interest in exploring all options for your clients, and of course, the generous donors. Without each and every one of you, we would not be here. So why do we do what we do? On an annual basis, nearly 70 million people worldwide sustain a traumatic brain injury. Those living with brain injury have to deal with the ongoing challenges associated with what is often an instant and invisible injury. Our mission is to provide technology and cognitive solutions to help those who continue to struggle long after their initial injury. We are so excited to share some highlights from the last 5 years and our very high hopes for the future. The story begins with Michelle Wild. Her 30-plus years of experience as a teacher, Knowledge of technology and passion for helping others is the foundation of BEST. She started her journey with the idea that the technology literally available at our fingertips could be used to help her students and potentially millions of brain injury survivors deal with the challenges of getting through their day. Michelle recognized many brain injury survivors suffer from overwhelming fatigue, and she set out to create an app that her students could use to monitor their energy levels throughout the day. After several years and with input from her students, her first app, Manage My Fatigue, was released in 2015.
After my brain injury, I had a difficult time trying to do simple everyday tasks. Things I used to do automatically without thinking took a lot longer time to do, such as steps to create an email or cook a meal, schedule a doctor's appointment. It was hard to remember what I needed to do and how to do them, what order to do them in. I knew I could do these things before my accident, but afterwards, I was unaware how I would wear myself out working on a task until they were done. Using Manage My Fatigue helped me identify what things I needed to do and understand how much time and energy it took for me to do them. I learned to plan out my day with reminders. This app taught me the importance of taking breaks, working on tasks in repeatable chunks of time instead of working on them until they were accomplished. Manage My Fatigue prompted me to think about what kind of strategies I needed to use in order to do specific tasks. It helped me feel that I was able to reestablish my life.
I first met Michelle in the spring of 2016 at the Cal State Northridge AT conference, and Michelle was giving a session on her new app and at the time was called Manage My Fatigue. And I was an attendee in her session. And at the end of her presentation, I tried to be patient and cool and kind of professional, but basically I just kind of bombed up to her podium and introduced myself and told her that I was beyond impressed with the potential of this technology. And I absolutely wanted this type of progressive thinking and this type of AT supporting people to engage in their lives, to engage in what OTs call meaningful occupations, which is exactly the kind of thinking that Michelle anchors all of her app development and her work into. And then since then, we've had such exciting collaborations, capstone project, and we've gotten to focus on the best suite of apps and apply it to different populations, including students in higher education with and without disabilities. And actually, some of that work is continuing now. Congratulations, Michelle, and everyone who has worked so hard to put this work forward. It's a service to the community and to all of the professionals involved.
Michelle, Chrissy Perro, and Stacy Hunter Schwartz worked together to establish BEST, which stands for Brain, Education, Strategies, and Technology. BEST received its official incorporation documents from the state of California on October 17th, 2016. And the board was established and the process of becoming a 501c3 charitable organization began. Michelle saw her students benefiting from using the Manage My Fatigue app and decided to create an app that addresses another ongoing challenge of brain injury survivors: goal setting. The new app was called Reach My Goals. Reach My Goals helps people lay out a plan and all the necessary steps to achieve their goals, whether it's getting your driver's license back or learning a new skill. These two independent apps provided the structure upon which the BEST suite was built. In 2017, Manage My Fatigue was renamed Pace My Day. We integrated Pace My Day and Reach My Goals into the first version of the BEST suite. By integrating the two apps, users could now sync their tasks from their goals directly into Pace My Day. Very cool. The two apps within the BEST suite shared information, strengthening their overall usefulness for survivors.
When I learned about the app and how it allows me to break up my goals into smaller pieces, into manageable chunks, smart goal setting is something I had learned about before, but never really implemented in a way that fit me, and especially since the injury. And that's built right in. And probably one of the bigger things was just the goal attainment scaling, because I could be very all or nothing thinking. And that's a great way not to complete a goal. And so by setting more realistic expectations and building off those, so I can still, get 100% or whatever that perfectionistic part is looking for, it's still there. And just the motivation, because when I'm doing this all in my head or on paper around the house, I don't get to consciously enjoy those successes that come with the completion of steps towards my goal. And that has really helped on, getting to the end of goals and completing them.
Bess received its first grant from the Infinite Hero Foundation in 2017. This partnership provided Bess with the funds needed to conduct research and train 50 veterans living with brain injuries and PTSD to use the app in their daily lives. The project ran for 8 months, and over 80% of the veterans completed the program. Many of the participants still use the Bess Suite today. A third app, Strategize My Life, was developed to help survivors organize and rate compensatory strategies. It was funded in part by the Infinite Hero Project and integrated into the Bess Suite.
I have been introduced to Strategize My Life while being a student at the Coastlines ABI program in Newport Beach. And it's been a very helpful tool in multiple ways, not just in school, but as part of school, I can use it as my tool for taking notes. That way I can take them with me everywhere I go. On a more personal note, I am able to write down all the physical therapy exercises that I have to do on a daily basis, all the speech therapy exercises, same with occupational therapy and vestibular therapy. And I have also used it for everyday things like how to complete reading a book or how to follow a recipe when I'm feeling very flooded. I have used it recently for my wedding, for my brother's wedding. That was very helpful. So I could have all the strategies that I needed to use. So Strategize My Life has allowed me to have this sense of autonomy and independence that I did not feel 3.5 years ago.
We didn't stop there. In 2018, we received a grant from the Shepherd Center's App Factory project to enhance the Bess Suite and add a new app to help manage daily tasks. Complete My To-Dos. The Bess Suite was now 4 apps strong and addressed many of the common challenges experienced by brain injury survivors.
I love the Complete My To-Dos app because it's readily accessible since I have my phone with me all the time. Whereas in the past, I would write my to-do list on a sheet of paper and I wouldn't be able to find it because I lose things all the time. With the app, I can set a reminder for tasks, schedule repeat tasks, use the copy feature to set up a follow-up, and I can locate overdue tasks and with one tap, add them to today's to-do list so I wouldn't have to re-enter all the information.
Also in 2018, Bess collaborated with the Elks Lodge Mission Viejo on a fundraiser to help local veterans with TBIs and PTSD. The event raised enough money to purchase several iPads and to pay for Bess to train and coach veterans in the use of the Bess Suite. In 2019, Bess was awarded a second grant from the App Factory. This grant enabled us to build a children's version of the suite, as well as to construct a first generation for our online dashboard. The dashboard will allow teachers and therapists to access their student and client information in order to enhance recovery outcomes.
My name is Agnes Lee Wolf. I am a coordinator of special programs at the Southern Oregon Education Service District. And I would like to wish the BEST team a happy 5th anniversary from Southern Oregon. Our agency is employing a group of specialists, and all of our folks are working with students who have executive brain function issues, traumatic brain injury, autism spectrum disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So on behalf of our entire group, I would like to say thank you for giving us this special gift that just keeps giving, bringing Michelle and Christy and the BEST suite here to Southern Oregon into our region. Was one of the most meaningful professional development activities that we have had the pleasure of receiving. And I'm saying this with 25 years of tenure in the world of special education. Thank you, Michelle.
BEST was invited to compete in the American Congress of Rehabilitation Medicine Launchpad competition in 2019. The exposure from this event led to many great connections and collaborations all around the world.
Hello and greetings from the UK. My name is Dr. Penny Traynor and I'm a pediatric neuropsychologist based in Manchester in England. I first met BEST in 2019 at the ACRM annual conference in Chicago, and I was immediately struck with just how incredibly helpful this BEST suite of apps is for brain injury survivors. Since we met, BEST and I have collaborated on so many things, too many to list now, but my personal favorite has been the series of educational sessions that BEST has introduced so that they can help people get the very best out of using the apps and maximize their life opportunities. Collaboration is absolutely key in brain injury rehabilitation. There is simply just not enough services anywhere that you go in the world. Together, we can help so many more people and we can achieve so much more. So thank you, BEST, for all you do for brain injury survivors. And I cannot wait to see what the next 5 years holds. Happy birthday.
In 2020, thanks to a very generous grant from the Hughes Foundation, BEST embarked on a partnership with the Veterans Chamber of Commerce to create the Veterans Train the Trainer program, VT3 for short. Our successful Infinite Hero project showed our apps are very well suited to help veterans with the cognitive challenges that frequently accompany brain injuries and PTSD. However, the challenge of expanding the program required us to establish a train the trainer model where veterans could train other veterans in the use of the BEST suite.
It was through the training that I had some personal ahas, about the cognitive effects of PTSD that can happen. And has kept me connected with you all is that your focus on self-awareness and how crucial that is and foundational it is to rehabilitating. I didn't think PTSD was something that was related to me. And it was just a saving grace to have volunteered for the program and to learn about the cognitive impacts of PTSD. So I'm really grateful to you and to you all at BEST for embracing veterans like myself that maybe don't have a TBI, but are experiencing these cognitive impacts.
Also in 2020, a former student of Michelle's ran a fundraiser on her Twitch channel to help raise funds for a new app, Cue My List. The new app combined a checklist with a queuing system and was designed to benefit those with brain injury as well as young adults living with autism. Cue My List was integrated into the BEST suite and then released as a free standalone app to serve as a way for people to get acquainted with BEST and the quality of the apps we develop. As a result of COVID, BEST pivoted from face-to-face events and offered a Zoom-based cognitive book club for survivors. The Cognitive Book Club revealed that over 50% of attendees had never received cognitive rehab. And if they did, it was very limited.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Michelle, and to the entire BEST group for having me on today. It's really nice to see everybody, and congratulations on an incredible 5 years. I just want to also especially recognize Christy and Lisa for putting together the BEST Cognitive Book Club. It was something that thankfully I got to be a little bit of a part of. I'm a Coastline acquired brain injury graduate, sustained a brain injury when I interrupted a robbery in college. And thanks to Michelle and her guidance and direction and advice and encouragement, I was ultimately able to get back into the workplace and write a book. And I was incredibly humbled when the book club reached out and wanted to use the book called See Change Clearly as the focus for the kickoff of the BEST Book Club. And really enjoyed talking with all the participants and answering questions and sharing a little bit more information about my journey and experiences that are all captured right there in the book. So I can't wait till the next one. I'm really anxiously looking forward to hearing what the next title would be. But again, I just want to congratulate and thank Michelle, Christy, and Lisa for having me be just a very small part of this really exciting program and process. Can't wait for the next 5 years. Thanks so much.
The insights from the Cognitive Book Club led BEST to expand its online solutions to include a Facebook group in April 2021, now over 500 members strong. This group provides an online community for survivors to learn cognitive strategies. In addition, BEST created a free 6-month cognitive skills and technology webinar series with over 150 registered participants.
In April of 2021, BEST, in collaboration with Annie Ricketts of GBIA in the United Kingdom, formed a private Facebook group called Brain Injury, Cognitive Skills, and Technology. This group was created as a learning forum where survivors could have access to information that would help them understand the complex changes a brain injury brings and learn compensatory techniques and strategies to navigate life more productively and independently. The group is comprised of brain injury survivors, family members, and professionals. It is an opportunity for both professionals and survivors to share their experiences in what works and what doesn't work. We provide group members with informational videos, free cognitive retraining and technology webinars, and live Zoom interactive meetings. Our group is comprised of people with diverse backgrounds and at different stages in their recovery path, yet they have many common challenges. More than half of our members have had no or limited cognitive rehabilitation, and many are more than 20 years post-injury. When people do receive cognitive rehab and leave therapy, there is often a gap, and people need the next step. Our goal is to fill that gap of what survivors need, but often do not receive. Our Facebook group provides an opportunity to have new relationships in an ongoing manner for survivors and to fill that gap. We believe no one should struggle alone.
In 2021, BEST received a small grant from the Hobblejob Foundation to train 10 young adults on the BEST suite while they are transitioning back to high school and college after a brain injury. Participants in this pilot project are located in the US and all over the world.
My son had his accident where we live in Thailand. After he was discharged home, I felt like I was paddling against the water. It really was a nightmare. Here in Thailand, there are limited resources like in many countries and absolutely nothing for teenagers. I found the team at BEST via their webinars, and both of us are so relieved that now we're no longer alone.
I am learning to use BEST with the help of Michelle and Christy. Now I feel like my phone really is a smartphone.
As you might gather, BEST has been pretty busy over the last 5 years, and yet there was one goal we hadn't accomplished. Until 2021, the BEST suite was only available on iOS. Thanks to a third App Factory grant, BEST just released a limited version of the BEST suite for Android. Although it currently does not include all 5 apps, it introduces BEST and the BEST suite to a whole new group of brain injury survivors all around the world.
I'm a brain injury survivor, and I met Michelle and I met the BEST suite at a seminar on understanding executive functioning, only to find out that it only existed on Apple and not on Android. So I bullied my way onto the internal testing team and was able to experience it for myself and was able to make a difference. But the most important part to me was the concept of pacing your day and of making sure that I could remember the strategies I needed to do things.
Wow. We have done a lot in the last 5 years, but it is nothing compared to what we are framing up for the next 5.
There we go. Sorry. Hello. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome, Christy. Lisa is going to join us, hopefully, in just a moment. We're so excited. There she is. We're so excited to show you the video. We hope that you enjoyed it as much as we did. It was really special to look back over the last 5 years. Christy and I started BEST with Stacy Hunter Schwartz 5 years ago today. And so it's been very fun for us to look back. We wanted to provide a little bit of information now about our future. We're going to pull up a slideshow here. Before we start, we wanted to recognize our current board members. Dr. Lori Elhart-Powell, who's joined us today. Thank you, Lori, is our board president. Dr. Stacy Hunter Schwartz was our former COO when we started BEST. She has moved on and is doing amazing things. And she is now a board member with us. So we're very happy about that. Lisa Winger is our treasurer. Ciro Visone is one of our board members. And then, of course, Allison Patrick, who you all know from our narration, is also a board member. So thank you, everyone, for all that you do on the board to contribute to the success of BEST. Before we talk about the future, we couldn't possibly go any farther without mentioning a shout out to those people that have volunteered for BEST over the last 5 years. So we have Christy, of course, we have Lisa, Patty, Shandy, Barb, Allison, Jan, Caroline, Christy, Warren, Laura, Sean, Neil, Sharisha, Steve, and Yashar. So thank you, everyone, for the effort that you've put into BEST and helping build BEST to where we are today. And many of you are still with us, and we have some amazing places to go in the future. Okay. We are so excited to share our vision of framing the future through educational and technology offerings, and how we plan to expand our collaborations to help brain injury survivors around the world. We offered a 6-month cognitive webinar series in 2021 as kind of a pilot, and we were so pleased with the response that we got from that webinar series that we're going to expand the webinar series. We're going to offer it again. We're going to expand it, add some other offerings, and we're even going to include some workshops as we move forward in BEST.
In addition to the online courses, we currently offer, in addition to the online courses we've currently offered, BEST looks forward to creating additional online classes to help brain injury survivors. BEST will be publishing a Making Cognitive Connections workbook series
an actual series of hopefully 3 books that are going to focus on cognitive skills used when learning technology, and then also how those same skills apply in everyday life. We're going to do that for iOS and Android, and we're going to include some stuff about the BEST suite as well.
Smart device technology changes on a regular basis. The future of the BEST suite relies on the maintenance and feature updates to meet the needs of its users. We have a comprehensive roadmap to lead the BEST suite into the future.
We plan to complete.
Yep. Sorry, gotta get one more slide. There you go. Go for it.
We plan to complete the BEST suite for Android, which will open our user base to a whole new audience of smartphone users.
We are so fortunate to be working with Knowbility, which is a well-known nonprofit related to accessibility, both in apps and in website design. And so we are looking forward to creating a new fully accessible website as we move forward.
Our current online dashboard provides professionals with access to user data available within the BEST suite. We look forward to enhancing our existing dashboard with customized reports to better meet the needs of rehabilitation professionals and educators.
As you can see, BEST loves to collaborate with professionals and other organizations. We look forward to developing more new relationships here in the US and around the world.
So we promised you that we would have some giveaways as we move forward. And so now is that very special opportunity. I just posted in the chat the list of individuals that will receive a free version of Jacob Green's See Change Clearly book. If you are not aware of his book, I know he mentioned it. We used it in our book club. It is an amazing book. Every person that I know that I've worked with that has read his book has just gotten amazing insights from it. So thank you, Jacob, for your contribution, for your donation of the books. And congratulations to those of you that will get one. We'll get those out to you in the mail. Oops, sorry. There you go, Lisa.
We would like to offer a special thank you for our generous platinum sponsors. Gary Dordick is an award-winning plaintiff, civil litigator, and trial attorney. His contributions to the brain injury community include his passion for helping survivors deal with what is often a very difficult legal process after injury. In addition, he regularly presents for the California Brain Injury Association's Medical Legal Conference, sharing his knowledge and experience with other attorneys just starting to learn about brain injury. What a fabulous law firm. Thank you, Gary. Jacob Green and Associates helps leaders navigate change and develop organizational resilience. His contributions to BEST go beyond his sponsoring of this event. He has been by our side as a mentor and a friend to BEST team for many years, and we can't thank him enough for his guidance.
We also had some gold level sponsors. Thank you so much to WAG Healing, to PT Light Performance, and to also Greenline Device Services. We really appreciate your support. And again, could not be doing this without you. I did want to mention one thing. Dr. Stacy Hunter Schwartz and her husband, Mike, have offered to match up to $1,000 of contributions or donations provided by board members. So the challenge just got put out there, board members. Thank you, Stacy and Mike, for your contributions, not only donations, but also for all that you've done for BEST. Before we leave, there are some other ways that people can support BEST. If you use Amazon, I don't know who doesn't, but if you use Amazon, we are part of Amazon Smile program. So you can certainly put our name in, Brain Education Strategies and Technology, and a portion of what you purchase on Amazon will get donated back to BEST. That can be very, very helpful. And in addition to that, we also have our own merchandise store. Yes, indeed. Shandy is our amazing graphics person, and she has created some of our very cool designs, including the emblem for our 5-year anniversary. And you see here on the screen, she's got some other images that we have. Clothing, you can get t-shirts, you can get sweatshirts, jackets, coffee mugs, all sorts of different things. So if you'd like to help us get the word out about BEST in a more personal way, you can always go to bestconnections.threadless.com and buy a t-shirt or a sweatshirt and let people know. As we move forward, we're going to be taking pictures of ourselves wearing our BEST swag. And so we would love for you to buy something and take pictures so that we can put that on our social media pages as well. I don't know if there's any questions. We are at the end of our presentation, 35 minutes, not too bad. We promised that we wouldn't take too much of your time, but we're so happy that you joined us as part of our celebration. One other thing that we will mention is we have set up a Zoom session. So if you would like to join us in Zoom for sort of a live after hours, after celebration, we would love to meet you there just for a few minutes, just to say hi. Unfortunately, the webinar environment doesn't allow us to have that personal connection, two-way connection. But if you'd like to join us on Zoom, I've just put the meeting ID and the passcode in the chat, and you can certainly just say hi. And thank you again for everything that you've done to help us. Our current donation, before we leave, our current list is, I'm looking, still going, for $9,430. So thank you so much for your generous donations. I think we will meet our match, especially with Stacy and Mike's generous donation. So thank you again for everything. We really appreciate it. We appreciate you, and we can't wait for the next 5 years. Thanks, everybody. Be sure and get that Zoom ID and passcode in case you can join us. Take care, everybody.